Can someone please confirm if my screen is visible?
Yes, it is visible. Could you please zoom?
Sure. Okay. Let's get started, guys. Okay, I see someone is pinging. Uh, explain the last topic again. Fine. I'm still waiting for two people to join. There, I can see they're joining. Just 1 minute. Okay. So we were talking about the group feature, guys, right? The security group feature in Entra ID. Okay. So I was asking that what is the benefit or what is the drawback? What is the benefit or what is the drawback of not having a security group or benefit of having a security group? A security group, let's say that I hire a guy. Let me open Paint. Okay, just 1 minute. I'll open Paint and I'll draw it for you guys so it will be easier you to understand. Technical point, it's easy. Understanding its implication, that's difficult. And unless you know why is it happening, it becomes difficult to understand in scenario based questions, etc. So it's always a good idea to understand the rationale behind it, that why are we doing this. Okay, so let's say that this red line is representing Entra ID or Azure Active Directory, and green is representing subscription. And as of now, we are just talking about one subscription. I mean, it applies. You have one subscription, 10 subscription, doesn't matter. So let's stick to one. Okay. So this is my Entra ID. Being a root user created this, right? The moment I created a root user here, he has access here also by default, right? That root user created a global admin. I'll just stick to GA, right? Let's say he has created a global admin. That global admin, it's it's not by default an owner here, but I have made him owner at the subscription level. Same user. Okay. Then now we start hiring people. Now we start doing work. It's a small company, not very huge. And today I'm hiring one service desk guy, right? This service desk person, he has no knowledge on my cloud. I do not want him exactly on my cloud, right? He has no knowledge. I don't want even to see what is there on my subscription. But I have hired him so he can assign access to my users and he can create new users. Today, I have hired a cloud admin, right? Now, my cloud admin, I want that cloud admin to have owner access here or contributor access on my subscription level or maybe some resource group or wherever, right? Now, root user, he was CTO, he did the initial setup and gone. He is not doing the daily day-to-day job. This global admin and this owner access, he's a project manager. He has other things to take care of, right? He is not going to do a day-to-day job. So day-to-day adding user, resetting their password, removing user, assigning sufficient access uh, on groups, etc. Who's going to do that, right? So now this service desk guy is creating one ID for my cloud admin. He has created one ID for cloud admin. He has created this in Azure Active Directory, Entra ID. And the aim was to give him contributor access. This service desk guy, he has global admin access here. Or user admin is enough. We don't give global admin to everyone. He's a user admin. Being a user admin, he created a cloud admin. Can he do that being a user admin? Can he create a user? Name cloud admin?
Yes.
Yes, he
Yes.
can.
Yes.
Right? We asked him that cloud admin is not going to do anything on the Active Directory. So just give him reader role or no role. If I ask him to give reader role to this service desk user with user admin access, can he give him reader role on Active Directory?
Yes, he can give.
Yes. Okay. So
Yes.
let's say that has been checked. It has been done. Now, the next step, why have I actually hired him? The cloud admin. I want him to work on my subscription, create resource group, delete resource group, create machines, delete machines, storage account, etc. I want him to be a contributor over here. So this cloud admin should be a contributor, right? Now, can this service desk guy assign him a contributor role on the subscription?
No.
No, right?
Yes.
No.
Yes, who says
No.
yes, who says no?
No.
Of course, no. The
No.
service desk guy, I have hired him just for Active Directory. He doesn't even know if my subscription is there or not. Okay, so no, he can't. Service desk guy can't. But he wants to have the access. So what will he do? The service desk guy will send an email to the owner that I have created the user. Please assign him the access. For your one user, it's okay. Two user, it's okay. Now imagine you're getting requests daily for 10 users, 15 users, 100 users. You're adding, you're removing, right? This owner is a project manager. Do you think he will like that approach, that his day out of 8 hours where he has to plan business, create PPTs, do meeting, project planning, etc. Out of that 4 or 3 hours he's spending in users addition and creation. Do you think it's a wise decision for him?
No.
No, right?
No. Not at all.
Then what
No.
is there in the mind that okay, I can create, maybe I can give one user as a contributor and ask him to do it. What is the first option? What is the other option I have? This owner can add this cloud admin for the first time, and he's a contributor now, and now ask him to handle the request. Is that possible technically? That for the request you handle it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Technically possible?
possible.
Yes. But have I hired him for this? Cloud admin, is it his job? Am I paying him
No.
so hefty package to
No. No.
create user? Technically
No.
possible, but have I hired? No, right? So then there is a glitch or there is a situation. So here, then what do? They start creating, they ask this service desk guy that instead of sending users, etc., do one thing. You're sitting free now. We have hired you immediately. Start creating users, start creating groups. Start creating groups. Create one group named uh, read only access on subscription one. Let's say if we have multiple subscription, etc., right? Then create uh, read only access. It's done. Let's say create contributor access, right? uh, on subscription 1. If we have subscription 2, 3, accordingly we can go. Then create whatever kind of accesses we have. Reader we are covered, contributor we are done, owner you don't usually don't get. So you might not see a group for user, but I hope you got the gist of it. You got the idea, right? So this guy has created these groups. Now this owner for one time he can obviously do it, right? Even if he's a project manager, he's the one who has to set up the project. Now he has added these project for one time, only one time he has added read only on the subscription with read only role, contributor on the subscription as the contributor role. And if you have multiple resource groups, in our training session, I've created resource group by name, but you will never ever see resource group by name. You will always see them with application name or with location name, right? So this could be Pune resource group, this could be PeopleSoft resource group, this could be prod resource group, this could be non-prod resource group, XYZ, ABC. Even if you have 50 resource group, this guy, this is his job. I have hired him to do it. So I'll ask him, please go ahead and create 50 security group or 100 if that is required. Why 100? Maybe one is reader, one is contributor on the resource group also. So no matter how many groups are, create those many groups. What am I going to do? I am going to assign access to those security groups. This is one time exercise. Once this is done, and that too, it happens using PowerShell, right? Not literally we go and do it for 100 resource groups. But are you guys getting the concept? That instead of adding users directly here, I have asked service desk guy to create their security groups, and I am adding those security groups here. These are the security groups, right? I'm adding those security groups to subscription level, to resource group level, whatever hierarchy I have defined. Now, uh, from next week, once we have users come in, this service desk user, this service desk guy will create a cloud admin. And now, uh, do he does he have some dependency? Does he have to request the owner to add him, or what he can do? Let's say this setup is already ready. Now this service desk user has created this user, and now he wants to give him contributor access on the subscription level. So he has to go to owner or contributor, or what he needs to do.
He need to add at
Add him to the group.
resource
Security group.
management group, security group.
Yeah, it's too many confusion. Management group, resource group. What is management group? We are not even talking about the management group till now.
Security
Management
group.
group, it's somewhere where we have multiple subscription. We are just talking about one subscription. So don't get confused. Management group is not in the picture. Resource group, they are here under the subscription. This service desk guy, he doesn't have access to subscription. He doesn't even know what are the resource group. Even if there are any resource group, he doesn't know कि resource group नाम की कोई चीज है भी या नहीं है. So the only option he has is to add this user to the correct security group. Now, what do you mean by secure correct security group? वो security group के नाम पे और उसके definition में उसके description में लिखा होता है that this security group is being used for this one, that they match name and everything, they match, and then accordingly they add. So they have to add users to this group. The moment user is added to this group, by default he will be a contributor on this subscription. Tomorrow when this user leaves the company, service desk guy has a request to, or let's say forget leave है तो directly delete कर देगा, so it will be either disable or delete, and it will be gone from everywhere, right? But let's say this guy he gets promoted or moved to another project or anything, but for now he doesn't want access on this subscription. So this service desk guy, he doesn't have to go to subscription, and he can't because he doesn't have access. He simply have to come here and remove this guy from the security group. Is this clear, guys, to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll conclude the security group topic here. By the way, same thing we can do for your Active Directory roles also. For example, I am hiring 50 people for service desk, and you will see 50, 100 people for service desk. You see, because there are calls, there are many things, right? So I'm hiring 50 people for service desk, and now I want to assign roles to them. Those 50 people should have user administrator role. So again, same thing I can do. Either I can go to that user and add that role, right? I can do that, or I can, let's say, authentication administrator. As of now, let's take any role, right? I can do that, that I can go to user, each user, 50 users, I'll go to each one of them and add this group. My requirement is authentication administrator, right? This is my requirement. I'll take global admin. You'll be able to relate this easily. Though you will never ever see, guys, 50 global admin. No, don't even say that we had 50 global admin. Hardly 5 or 6 global admin you will see. Look at this. How many we have? 33. Not at all recommended. I think Microsoft recommends not more than 10, and that too for an infrastructure where we have 2000 users, right? So let's say global administrator. We are just taking an example. I need to add 50 more users. So I come to this group, click on add assignment, and select these 50 users. See, these guys, they already have access. This doesn't have no access. So I'm adding. Okay, I can do this. This is an option. Or I can go to that user, that particular user, and I can give access to that particular user of global admin, right? Obviously, the first option was easiest. I don't want to go to 50 users, wait for the page to download, then click. I think Abhijit already has, but let's pretend if it didn't have. So we go to assign role. By the way, do we have Abhijit in the training? I think he has not joined, right? So go to assignment and then add for global admin. In this case, he already has. Otherwise, you'll see it here. Add the assignment. This I can do for 50 users, either first option or this option. I can do that, right? But both are tedious, and again, it's not practical. So same thing, same approach, we can do it here also. So I go for the group. Similarly, I'll create a security group. This time I'm naming this as a global admin group. Do I have to specifically mention that global admin on Microsoft Entra ID? Do we have global admin on subscription, guys?
No.
No, we don't
No.
have.
The moment you hear global admin, it should be clear in your mind that I'm talking about Entra ID. The moment I talk about owner, it should be clear in your mind that I'm talking about subscription or resource group or anything. But it is at the subscription level, not at the Entra ID. These roles are uh, different from each other. There is not a single role with the same name. Subscription has a reader, Entra ID has global reader, right? So do not get confused and do not even ask this question to your interviewer. If your interviewer says that I am a global admin and I want to create a resource group, is it possible? Don't ask him that are you a global admin on subscription? He will immediately ask you that can we have a global admin on subscription? The moment he says global admin, understand it's very clear that he is talking about Microsoft Entra ID. The question you can ask him that fine, I understand that you are a global admin on the Entra ID, but may I ask what level of access do you have on subscription? Or just elaborate it to him directly. Yes, you can create a resource group provided you have owner access or contributor access at the subscription level, irrespective of whatever access you have at the Entra ID. I understand you have global admin, but that is not impacting the access at the subscription level. So just looking at the name, you should know it. So I'm not writing anything. I'm just writing global admin group. It should be very clear in your mind. I'm saying global admin. What does it mean? Is it being applied on subscription level? No, it is on. Where is it being applied? It
Microsoft
is being
Entra.
applied on the
Entra ID,
Entra
Microsoft
ID.
Entra ID.
So I go here, I see this global admin, and here in this one, obviously I'll assign mem owner. As of now, I'm not doing it, right? Here, I'm going to add those members. I want, let's say, 10 members, 20 members, 50 members. So because it becomes easier for me to add and remove from here, right? Again, I can add a group into group if that is needed. Okay, this is done. Now, just because I have named it as a global admin and I have added few members, are they global admin now? I mean, if they were already, that's not the point. But are they global admin just because I added them in a group named global admin?
No.
No,
No.
no.
What is the next step I have to do?
Need to give them the role of global admin. Add
Them?
the group to the group.
Yes. I don't give it to them. I don't do it individually. If I had to do it individually, why would I play with all this group? I have to give access to this group now. How can I give access to this group? I can either again go back to global admin or I can do it from here also. I can go to role and admin, and here the question comes which Kanika has raised. I will not be able to show you this practical because to use this feature where you assign accesses to a group, you need P1 license, right? P1 Entra ID license. We will take this license and maybe you guys will be able to do it, but not today because this is free only for 1 month. I don't want to avail it today. I'll connect with Zaid. This is his subscription. By the way, look at this. Uh, See, if even if I try to activate it, you guys try to do it, it won't work. Why? Because you are not owner on the subscription level, right? You do not have sufficient access. This is the reason you don't give access to everyone. Look at this. Even if you try to do it, maybe you will not even come till this page. But let's try. If you're able to do it, let's see. Zaid, you have joined the session, right? Will you be able to share some OTP?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's see. But it will ask again, I guess, card details, etc. Because this is again a billing matter, right? So no one will allow you to do it being a reader or even a contributor will not be able to do it. You need to be an owner or root user. For these kind of transaction, you need to be an owner or transaction. And this is the reason or a root user. And this is the reason you don't see it uh, you don't see many owners. Look at this. I'll have to fill the billing information, etc. Next, when I'll go, uh, everything will have to be filled, and you don't have to worry about it because you will not be doing it in your real environment. But you should know this is how you avail a free license. But don't worry about the free license. I'll connect with the Zaid. We'll have this once it is available. You guys can do this practical. We will need it later for one or two practical. That time I was planning to do it. But I hope the concept is clear in your mind of a security group in Active Directory. Yes, guys. Yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. At
Yes.
least you
Yes.
know that what kind of licenses do we have. Now, if anyone is asking that what kind of licenses do we have in Entra ID, you have P1 and P2. What are the differences? You can always come here and read. Very minute differences. You can read it here. Even if you don't know, it's okay. You are not going for Entra ID role. But if you know it, it's there in front of your eyes. It's good to know information. Last thing I am going to show you, and then we are done with Active Directory. Now you tell me that what do you think? Every company, it's a new company which is coming to cloud. It's Are there only startups coming to cloud that I'm planning to have one start and then I'm going to cloud, or existing companies are also coming to cloud? What do you think?
Existing company can also
Existing
come
Obviously
to
existing. That is
can.
the reason we
cloud.
have migration in a booming demand, right? Majority of the time, existing companies with 40,000 users, 50,000 users, 10,000 users, right? 10,000 servers, 2,000 servers, all size of companies they are coming. Now, I have a company, UT-Kloud.com. I have my own Active Directory. This is Windows Active Directory, right? I have my users. Everything is there. It is running well and good. I'm just collaborating on Azure. I am not doing everything from scratch. I want only these users to access there. If I create two different users, my users will be struggling. To use one application, they'll have to use this user. To use another application, they'll have to use another user. Is it a good idea? What do you think? What do you think,
No.
guys? Is it a
No.
good idea to have two different users,
No.
No.
right? By the way, this is called Windows Active Directory, and that is your Azure Active Directory. Okay, so let's say that here under Windows Active Directory, I have few users. Now, I want these users to be a part of that Active Directory. What do you think? Is it possible or not possible?
It's
Possible.
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 Possible. It's possible.
Possible.
Anyone knows how is it possible?
I think
AD
through
sync.
we can easy connect, we can migrate this user to on-prem to cloud.
Sorry, Easy Connect, did you say?
Easy connect.
No. I mean, you are on the correct path.
It's
The
AD connect.
tool's name is, yes.
Microsoft Intraconnect.
Yeah, Entra Connect or AD Connect it is. Okay. I'm not creating many users. I already have one tap out user. I have user one. I have Windows AD user. I've created this. I have a user Chetan. Just remember these users, right? Now, I want these users to be a part of my Active Directory. I don't want to create these users again here and have them two identity. No, I don't want that. So how do I do that? By the way, this is something I told you, you don't do it on daily basis. This happens only with the first time when the company is being migrated or sometimes. So you don't even get to see and you are not an AD admin, right? So don't worry if you don't get it completely. Even I think I am doing it after several years. So even I can't recall everything. Maybe some options have been changed, right? But let's give it a try. We are here to learn the approach. So you go to Active Directory, you click on Microsoft Entra Connect. It was known as AD Connect, right? I hope this doesn't require license, right? This is the tool which will help you to sync your users from there to here. Earlier, they didn't have these two options. One is Cloud Sync, one is Connect Sync. We don't have to worry about the differences and everything. Don't get into this. You are not working uh, as an AD admin, right? So don't worry about this. There is a simple tool which we will have to install, which is Microsoft Entra Connect. Using this tool, I'm not sure if we'll be able to do it now because this server, the one which I showed you, that's my Active Directory server. And I think that is already being synced with some other ID, and you can't sync one Active Directory with two IDs, right? But let me still give me some time and I'll try to figure it out if I can show it to you. Otherwise, I'll show it to you on the screenshots. And why are we not taking it that seriously? Because you guys are not going as an Active Directory admin, right? Your actual job will start from the next session we are going to see. This is just good to know information for you, but you should know. Right? So, Azure AD Connect process. Let's say if it gives us the screenshot and everything, not that difficult, guys. Very simple. Okay, let's look at the Microsoft article. Maybe it will give you the steps and it will be easier for us. So what do? I go to my cloud, right? Under cloud, I install or download a software called AD Connect. Download that software. I download that software AD Connect. Then I copy paste that software here on my domain controller on my Active Directory, on my Windows Active Directory. And I simply double click here on that, and then it will start asking some details, that what is your subscription ID, your global admin user ID and password, your domain ID for this. I mean, both domain IDs, both top level of access will be required, because you are syncing at cloud and this one is giving the data. So both domain level ID will be needed, right? You will need that. Once that is done, it will start synchronization. This is very basic. Let's not get into these steps. Let me see, maybe before tomorrow's session, I'll try to disconnect it with this one because it takes time. Even if I disconnect it now, uh, let's see if it works. I'm not sure if it is connected or not. Uh, okay, let's see. Even if I download it here, size is too much to transfer. So what am I doing here, guys? I'm opening cloud here directly. Though that's not the actual process. You do not work like this, but this is training session, so it's okay. I'm directly going on my Windows Active Directory and I'm logging into my uh, Azure portal. Normally, you will do it on your portal, download that software. No matter how big is that software, you will always have softwares like FileZilla, etc. You will share it with their admin team, because understand one thing, even if you're a cloud admin, you are not the highest authority, and no Active Directory admin. Forget Entra ID admin. No Active Directory admin will give you access on their domain controller. Domain controller is very crucial thing. So this step you can't do. You can't go to their domain controller and download it, right? Even if you take remote and you ask them to share the screen on Teams, they will not be happy that someone is trying to log into their domain controller and accessing internet. Most of the time, domain controllers. What is a domain controller, by the way? Domain controller is a server on which Active Directory is hosted. When I say Active Directory, guys, by default, I'm talking about old Active Directory, Windows Active Directory. Whenever I have to refer to Azure's Active Directory, I'll clearly say it Azure Active Directory or Microsoft Entra ID, right? So Active Directory will not even have the internet connection. So this isn't possible. This step you will do normally on your uh, machine, on your local machine, and then you will download Microsoft Entra ID, and then you will share it with their system admin. We have only 10 minutes left in this session. Let's say if it gives me access to download it. And you will share this software with them, and they will install it in their domain controller. This is very crucial thing, right? You don't simply go to a, don't say it in your interview that, okay, I logged in, I connected using RDP to the domain controller. No one will buy it. No one will give you, no matter what level of access you're coming from or what is your experience, no one will give you access on their domain controller. So this is the software. You click here, click continue. Either you can use customized settings or you can use express setting. We'll go with express setting. Normally people will use customized setting. They will check each and everything, right? But why are we not doing it? You are not going for cloud Entra ID admin role. What is it asking? Enter your Microsoft Entra ID or hybrid identity. So what should I enter here, guys? Should I enter my Active Directory credentials or my uh, cloud credentials? What is it asking for? What do you see?
Cloud
Cloud
Cloud. It
credentials.
clearly
credentials.
says global admin,
Cloud.
right? There is
Cloud.
no
Cloud.
role here such global admin. So it is global admin. Here it is. I am a global admin there. Click next. See, by default, it will
But
open a
this will be
pop-up.
our ID or the one which we are going to migrate. They will already have an ID in Azure ID.
Either
They
you
have to
create one,
share.
either you create one for them. Good question. Either you create one for them, or most of the time these things are happening on a collaborated call, a shared call, or sometimes most of the time client visits are there. So let's say I'm at the client side, there we'll go and we'll be sitting in a conference room. That's how it happens. So I'll be typing my ID, right? Or if possible, say ultimately it's client's domain, right? You're just a admin. So they will not give you access to on their Active Directory, but you are obviously giving them access on the cloud. Why? Because these are the user tomorrow. These are the people who will be handling their cloud. So they will always have access on both the end. They have hired you as a cloud admin, so they are not giving you access on their Active Directory. But it's their company. They are admin here also. They will be admin on cloud also. So you'll create ID for them. You'll just guide them. Okay, now please type in your ID here, the same ID which I created for you yesterday, or maybe if you have created one specifically for this task, you can tell them. Do you remember we reset the password? You can guide them, right?
So they will be not sharing the screen, right? You just have to guide it on the call itself, right?
Depends client to client, nature of the business, trust and everything. Normally, I told you, you will never ever get to do this. Never. This happens when company is moving for the first time. And when company is moving for the first time, they deal with the architect team. Whenever it comes to architect team, most of the time, every project, every will have the client visit. And if your architect team is there at the client side, they will be sitting in a conference room, and that's how they do it normally. That's how I have experienced it. Okay. What is this now, guys? What do you think it is asking?
Active Directory domain ID and
Yes. It
And
password.
is
this
asking.
On-premise
will be
DC controller. On-prem
Yes, so
domain
it is
controller.
asking the Active Directory. Simple. Don't have to confuse yourself with on-prem, etc., etc. Active Directory. It is implied that it is on-prem. It is Windows. Azure Active Directory or Microsoft Entra ID. It is implied that it is on cloud. Right. So I have a user here. Like just for your knowledge, guys. Right. Even if you forget it, it's okay. Like we have privileged roles in Microsoft Entra ID. Look at this. This kind of roles they used to have or they still have. Domain admin, enterprise admin, schema admin. These are the highest role, right? So to do this, you should be the schema admin. Schema admin is the highest role. And I hope I remember the password for this. That's the trickiest part. Give me 1 minute. I must have it in my password manager somewhere. But if you don't know this password, gone. You can't do anything. So just give me 1 minute, please. I hope I get the password and we are able to do it easily because uh let's see. Yeah, let's see if it works. What is it saying, guys? Look at this. My domain name is UT-Kloud.local. And what is the domain name over there? My user's name. What is the fully qualified domain name over there? Can someone read your own username? Just read your username. Anyone, guys?
House at the rate gbig 815
Yes.
gmail.com.
Yes. It is zbag815 gmail dot on microsoft.com. And what are my current users? How are they looking? They're looking at tap out at utcloud.local. Chetan at utcloud.local. So what is it saying? It is not matching. You can still proceed. But what do you think is the technically correct step? What should I have done before this to make sure that the
Domain
domain is
should be,
matching?
yes, domain
Yeah.
should be same.
How do we do that? How do I change this zbag 8150 to utcloud.local? What
Custom
option?
domain name by using.
Custom domain. So you'll always do custom domain first, but in this case we are not doing it because this is already being used somewhere else, right? Click next. Right? I'm not explaining all these. These are not your role. Otherwise, it's good to know whenever you have time, if you think, you can go ahead and read about it. That what all options do we have here? What is password sync, hash, etc. You can either skip stating that I have not worked much on Active Directory part. I have worked mostly on the subscription part. But if you know, well and good. No one would be sad to take a resource who knows Cloud Admin and Active Directory both. It's a win-win situation for a project manager. He's getting a cheap labor. So you will always have the uh, higher advantage or higher chances of getting selected for a position. If you're sitting and there are two positions, 50 people, all of them, maybe 10 of them are very good in your Cloud Admin, including you. But if you have an added advantage that within the same package, I come up with this experience also. I know Windows Active Directory also. I know Windows troubleshooting also. I know VMware also, right? More you give, more you will have chance to uh, get selected. So this is how it is working. This will sync and it might take some time. And once it is done, now I'm out of domain controller. Again, I'm on my local machine. Once this is done, I'll start looking at I'll start seeing those users here. Those users will appear here. And that's how that simple it is. I mean, there are plenty of issues in that. What if a user changes password over there? Will it happen here? What if it changes here? What if I delete user over there? What when I create upcoming user? This is good for existing user. What about future users, right? So what setup we have done now, it has taken care of everything. Future user, password reset, everything. But all these things are controllable. So when a Microsoft Entra ID administrator sits, they will discuss and then they will do it, right? But you don't have to get into nitty-gritties now. So is this clear, guys? Now, when if someone is asking that how do I get my old users, will you be able to explain it using the name, tool name, download, connect? What IDs do you require? What level of access do you require? Global admin, schema admin. Do you need a tool? Azure AD Connect tool, right? It should be on one of the domain controllers. What is a domain controller? A domain controller is a server on which Active Directory is installed. There are normally several servers, minimum 5 or 6. You can do it on any one of them. Is this clear, guys, to everyone? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
Okay. We have 30 seconds
Yes.
left in this session. Do you guys need a break?
No.
Actually, let's take a break. Meanwhile, maybe this will sync and I'll be able to show it to you.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll resume at 1:30 sharp using the same link. I'm stopping the session now.